Welcome back, everybody. So I finally made it down into my basement practice space here. I had a pretty bad back injury a few days ago. I fell on the ice and hurt my back. It was very difficult for me to even walk, let alone walk up and down stairs, but it's been feeling a little bit better. The past few days, as you might have seen if you watched my last video, I have been experimenting up in my office where my bedroom is, where I've been essentially living for the last several days. I've been experimenting with the Analog Lab Pro software and the Mini Lab 3 keyboard. So I don't know if you can see the keyboard from here, but if you can see it, you might notice that this one is black and orange. I originally bought a white one, which is the one that was on the previous couple of videos. And then I happened to see online that they make a black one, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So I bought the black one. I intended to return the white one back to Sweetwater, but I decided to keep it. I mean, it was only $100. So I decided to keep it so I could keep it down here and I could have one upstairs for doing some recording. So what I wanted to tell you about a little bit today was, first of all, I'm down here mostly to experiment with some sounds and see how they sound out of my Bose speakers. Up in my office, I just had one of my Headrush FR 108s running, but I wanted to see how it sounded in stereo. I'm assuming that the sounds are all in stereo, so I wanted to experiment with that. So I'm going to play around with that in a little bit. But I did want to talk a little bit about something I came across. I received this box of cards from my wife a couple years ago. It's from Robert Fripp, and you can buy these on his website. It's called Guitar Craft Aphorisms, and they're just a bunch of cards like this. There's a bunch of them in here that have a little image on the back, and then a saying or a little aphorism on the front. And the one I opened this box up recently. I hadn't opened it up in a while. And the one that I came across, it says, "Make better mistakes." And I was thinking about that, and I thought, you know, when I'm playing guitar or when I'm playing any instrument, whatever you're doing, it's okay to make mistakes. Sometimes when I'm playing live, I never know what I'm going to do when I play live. I just kind of improvise. And sometimes I do hear a sound in my head before I play it, and I think I know what note it is, but I hit a wrong note. And of course we could consider that a mistake, but sometimes mistakes are good. Sometimes mistakes lead us in another direction. And other times mistakes can help us to learn things better so we don't make those same mistakes again. But I like to make mistakes. You know, there's many, many examples. You could probably do some research online for yourself. There's many examples of many great guitar players who never took a guitar lesson, just kind of figured it out on their own, figured out chords. Some people kind of created their own chords. Just like a lot of people, if you do research on how to hold a guitar pick, there's people that will teach you to hold a pick in a particular way, but there's also many famous guitar players that have very weird and awkward ways of holding picks. So, you know, you could call it a mistake in the way they learn, but they learned and they're great guitar players today. So I say make good mistakes and enjoy your mistakes and just try to make better mistakes. So I'm going to play around with some of the sounds on the Minilab 3 now. I'll leave you on for a little bit longer, but I'm just going to play. I do have a couple of gigs lined up to play some ambient music for a couple of different yoga classes. So what I'm trying to do today is just sit down here. Even though it's a little cold in my basement, I have to run some different heating ducts into my space here to keep the heat blowing in, because there's no ductwork in this area of the basement. But what I'm doing today is just kind of imagining that I'm at a yoga class and imagining what type of music I would create. How would I start it? A lot of times I do this, and I do set up a little recorder. I have a little Zoom recorder I'll set up, and I'll just play and record it. And if something sounds good, I'll have a notebook here, and I'll write down some notes. I'll write down like what sounds from the synth that I'm playing, what I'm playing on my guitar and so forth, as best as I can. And finally, I did want to respond to somebody who said, who asked me a question about how I go about using my synth for ambient music. And what I do, since my guitar is the primary thing that I'm playing, I mainly use the synth for some background drone. I was previously using MainStage. I'll probably continue to use MainStage, but I've been really loving a lot of the sounds from the Analog Lab Pro, and I have downloaded a couple of their sound packs. I've downloaded a sound pack called Ritual Voices, and I downloaded a Pink Floyd Tribute sound pack and a Brian Eno sound pack. So I'm looking forward to playing with those. That's it for today, folks. I'm just going to noodle around on my guitar and see how some of these sounds on Analog Lab work and how they sound, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for joining, and I do appreciate your subscriptions, your comments, your suggestions. Some of you have given me some tips on how to do different things, and I really appreciate that. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.